Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. So I had another insight today about the heliocentric versus geocentric models. So let's begin right to the chase. So Surah Rahman, verse number 6. Surah Rahman, verse number 6. وَالنَّجْمُ وَالشَّجَرُ يَسْجُدَانِ. The stars and the trees prostrate. Okay? So the verse before that, verse number 5 is the sun and the moon move by precise calculation. Verse number 6 is the stars and the trees prostrate. If it was just that the trees prostrate, it would not make you ponder about the shape of the universe. Notice I did not say earth, I said universe. We'll elaborate on that later. It says, along with the trees, stars are also mentioned. So now you must think, why are trees and stars making sujud to Allah included in the same verse? It could, Allah is capable of all things, so He could have given us one verse where it just says that the trees are prostrating, and in another verse He tells us that the stars are prostrating. But He doesn't do that. He, in the same verse, He includes that the trees are prostrating as well as the stars are prostrating. So you must think about this. First of all, you must think what. The what is trees are firmly grounded in this surface that we're living on, right? So let's for the sake of argument, let's say that we currently believe in the heliocentric model of the universe, right? So in the heliocentric model, the Earth is a globe. In that model of the universe, stars are millions of light years away from the Earth. And that is just for our galaxy. There are trillions of galaxies, according to what they say, right? So why is Allah then not differentiating the Earth and the stars? Or that's not a good question. A better question is, why does Allah put these together? The trees, which are firmly grounded, and the stars, which are so farther away, they are included in the same verse and said that they are both prostrating to Allah. So it led me to think, and so I want you to think of this like this way. So if for a valid prostration to Allah, where do we prostrate towards? We prostrate towards the Kaabah, right? So any creature of Allah that is prostrating should prostrate to Allah in the direction of the Kaabah to be a valid prostration. This is called the Qibla. So this is the point you should listen to very carefully now. this, but okay, I'll try my best, inshallah. So we know even angels prostrate to Allah. So this is the Kaabah, and this is the direction to which we're prostrating, right? So that means whichever creation of Allah prostrates to Him has to prostrate in this direction, in this direction, in this direction, same direction, for the prostration to be valid. So even the angels, now think about this. We know this is established knowledge. This is not any theory. That the Kaaba we follow, which goes to Mecca, there is another similar Kaaba which is just above in the heavens, but it's perfectly aligned with this Kaaba in terms of location. So one Kaaba is in our realm, and the other Kaaba is directly aligned in the heavens, but in the same plane. What is the point I'm making? The point is that all creations that are in our realm meant to prostrate to Allah prostrate towards the same alignment that the heavens also prostrate to. So the angels in the heavens are prostrating to this direction, and we also are prostrating in this direction. So this is a line that goes all the way up to the heavens. So now think of this. So if the stars are prostrating to Allah and the trees are prostrating to Allah, the trees are firmly grounded in our realm. So they are prostrating, even though it's not apparent to us, but they are prostrating in the same direction, the line. And the stars, which are heavenly bodies, they might be in another heaven, or even this very plane but very far away. They are also prostrating towards this line. So this should automatically make you think, if the stars and trees are included in the same verse, maybe it's a subtle message that they are in the same plane. Okay, so what do I mean by this? I mean that in the heliocentric model of the universe, where we are nothing, this galaxy is nothing, it's just a speck of dust amongst trillions of other galaxies. So that means even though we're nothing, we're so insignificant, we're just like basically nothing, an atom. So even the the stars of the farthest galaxy, which is like trillions of light years away, you're telling me that star is prostrating to this tiny speck of dust it can't even conceive? You're telling me the creations of whatever alien civilizations are on that trillions of galaxies away are prostrating to this, which they consider to be so insignificant? This does not make sense. This does not make any sense. What makes sense is that all of that is just crap, okay? And the real reality is that we are on this geocentric sphere. I don't want to use the word flat earth. I believe the name has been given by Satanists to discredit the notion. So what makes more sense for me is that there is that earth our earth is the center, and in this center there is a line, and this line travels to all seven heavens which are above us, and this line is the focus for channeling our worship to Allah, the worship of the creation. So in the first level, it's the trees, it's the human beings, it's whatever else that is prostrating to Allah. In the heavens, it's the angels. And somewhere along the line is the stars, which are prostrating to Allah. That's why, in my opinion, stars and trees are mentioned in the same verse in Surah Rahman, verse number 6. So another verse that I want to share with you is Surah Al-Waqi'a, verse number 75. 75. So Allah says, فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِمَوَاقِعِ النُّجُومِ. And in the next verse he says, وَإِنَّهُ لَقَسَمٌ لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ عَظِيمٌ. The first verse, it means I swear by the position of the stars, and the second verse means a mighty oath, if you only knew. So Allah is, and the next verse, إِنَّهُ لَقُرْآنٌ كَرِيمٌ, that this is a truly noble Quran. So Allah swears by the position of the stars, that this Quran is a noble Quran, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, the first time I read it, something different came to me. So what I thought when I read this verse, and Allah knows best, is that Allah in the first verse it means I swear by the position of the stars. The second verse it means a mighty oath, if you only knew. To me, it seemed like Allah is hinting. Allah made an oath. He says he makes an oath by the position of stars, and then he says, if you only knew. To me, it seemed like Allah is trying to tell us, you think you know the position of the stars, but you don't, right? Like we think the stars are like millions of light years away in other galaxies, but maybe they are just right above us, Uh, yeah. And another point I wanted to make was that in most places where Allah uses the words dunya or ard, and both of these, ard pertains to the realm of existence, and dunya pertains to this. I mean, it never directly translates to universe. It's always translating back to like earth. So this tells me that perhaps in the heliocentric model, where we're nothing, basically we're just random, just you know just victims of the Big Bang. That does not make sense in by the Quranic narrative. In the Quranic narrative, we are much more significant. We're the center, because Allah does not Allah uses the word ard or dunya. So these are just my reflections. I hope I'll get comments from you guys, inshallah. Let me know.